Man, probably a fun fact on me is that I like to read. Like I like to read. That's a lost art nowadays. Oh, my great uncle is Jesse Owens. He won 4 gold medals in 1936.
I always want to leave people with this, man, to all the viewers and everybody out there, man. Make sure you guys finish your story. Make sure you guys finish your journey because somebody's going to need it.
Yeah. All you got to do is push the bad button. That's all you got to do is push the back signal.
Try not to think about the future too much so you can maximize the now.
Who's your favorite rap artist?
Man, to be honest, it's crazy. Tupac always been my number one, right? Like he got me through so much stuff, but Lil Wayne has been in the modern day.
I said, what does it really take? What does it really take to be great, Drew? And he looked at me and he was like, you really want to know? And he was like, to be honest, everything you did to get here, you need to be consistent times 10.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. How's everybody doing today? It's your boy, Coach Lee. Consistent times 10 is the element and the key to success. But, man, we got a extra special show for y'all tonight, man. Excuse you, boy. I may look like I'm drunk, but I ain't. Had a root canal now today. But you know what? The show must go on. But we got to get the crew up in here like we always do. Right off the bat, man. You got to get my boy. He's teasing me, man. He know I'm on a liquid diet right now. He come here eating some good-looking ass chili. A big old bowl of chili. But that's my brother from another mother. Let's get him up in here. Meta, what?
Oh, I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler. Oh, what's going on, man? Hump day, Wednesday, man. I used to say nothing but basketball show, but it's free fall parlay perspective today.
Yes, sir.
I didn't even know what that was until earlier today, man. So I'm excited about it. You know what I'm saying? Can't wait.
Can't wait.
How's your day going, though? Day going well? Besides the root canal, you know, everything.
Other than that, I'm Gucci, man. But whoosh, it's starting to wake up, bro.
Absolutely, man. When we hopefully, you know, we don't make you laugh too hard tonight, man. Before we continue, got to bring my man in. I used to hit him in the square, 4 square, you know what I'm saying? And then he get the 4 square out. He getting the 4 square tonight. I'm going to roll third until I get the 4 square. My guy, Chili Will in the building. What's the word with it?
Am I animal out?
Oh,
my bad.
What it look like?
Oh,
what it look like, folks?
What it look like? What
like
it
that
is.
flash had, man.
I appreciate it. I mean,
don't sit it down.
That's man alive. Yeah, I know, right? I'm gonna bring it too, so I'm gonna have to watch it. But yeah, man, we here with the mixed bag parlay perspective type situation. I throw a post up in the chat, up in the group. Asking people if they wanted me to talk about it. I only got 2 responses, so I'm gonna talk about both of them things, man.
Absolutely.
We here, man, and it ain't just we, it ain't just 3. We got a 4th tonight, man. Bring in jiggity Jake.
Who's the mark?
Who's the 4th square?
Who's the 4th person?
Oh, I can bring him in. All right, I do it. Bam, there you
go.
I was about to say, am I getting ribbed here, or is I'm about to not be brought up?
Who's on first?
Yo, the minute Coach didn't do it, I'm like, maybe I should just wait this out. This would be funny.
Yeah, it made for a good bit, to say the least. Yeah, no, I was planning on showing my face tonight, but my lamp got broken, so I got to go get me a new lamp before I can use my station.
That is literally the dog ate my homework of excuses.
No, for real. They broke whatever the top part of the lamp is, not the light bulb, but the whatever.
As long as your voice is here, man, and you ain't spending time going to get a new lamp light, unless you know what I'm saying.
It's not that we wouldn't have been able to see you; it's that you would have been shining too bright.
You talking about my bald head again? Thanks, man. I'm already self-conscious about it.
I wasn't until you line me up. Get it? Line me up.
Line him down.
Line him up.
It's the world with it, Josh.
Daniel
fucking
Jones.
Word with you, Daniel fucking
Jones. Josh, did you check the thing? Because that's one of the topics we're gonna get into. Because my man Mike, we go back to my other chat room back in the day. I got him into STWF, and he's showing his face now. That's the first time I seen him say something. So we're gonna talk about this topic, and this topic is he's a Giants fan, and Daniel Jones is the bane of his existence. What up, Wizzo?
What's going on, Paul? What's going on? Gonna put as many comments up as we can tonight. Again, if you have anything you want us to talk about, in this session, let us know.
That.
It's gonna be a couple. It's gonna be topic. Hopefully by topic. Fire. Get our points across to you, man. You can chat back if you want to. Like, share, subscribe, man.
There ain't finna be no rhyme or reason up in this chat tonight. We're gonna have some fun up in here. The only consistent thing will be the commercials, and we gonna run donut commercial. You know that. You know that because we hold Josh down. That's our guy.
We hungry.
My man Jay doing his thing.
So yeah, man. Our first news is coming out of New York. Who the hell wants to talk about Daniel Jones now?
That ain't the first one. The first one we're gonna go with. We're gonna go with yours first. We're gonna go with because we're gonna go with yours first because it's the theme of what the show's supposed to be today. So we're gonna ride with that first. You know what I mean? So what you seem like you had a lot to say about this USA team situation.
Yes. Since we take the introduction to go basketball south, man, shout out to basketball. Preseason is just coming away, man, for a couple weeks. But we witnessed something that we're usually used to witnessing. Team USA doesn't get it done in another World Cup, another disappointing showing in the most important games of the stages as they go down to Germany in the semis. Now, Germany ends up winning the cup, and
imagine
didn't you see a bunch of swirlings of NBA players, current NBA superstars, basically saying they're going to put their hat in for the 2024 Olympics. Now, this thing about the whole international flavor, up-tuning the U.S., yeah, of course, it's going to happen in these games because you're not bringing those guys that's supposed to be on the Olympic team. Now, we wish we could have those guys play, the few years before the Olympics hop back in. But, I'm all for all the stars, especially sponsored by Nike, going to play in the Olympics. That's what it is at the end of the day for the USA. I don't think they'll ever change what they've been doing in terms of who they bring on that platform.
So the first thing I thought when I saw this was, who the fuck was y'all when we was getting our ass beat? Why y'all want to wait till we get our ass beat and embarrassed till one of our own American no allows called everybody out? Why you want to wait till then to show up to this team? I don't like that. But however, that being said, by all means, please suit up. Please suit up so we can continue to show the world what it really is.
Yeah, I think it was the whole trying to pass the torch thing, and it failed. And now they all were like, "All right, we need to put some respect back on the U.S. name."
Yeah, you passing the torch to Austin Reed and Company? Like, what do we?
Yeah, the youngest stars should have been out there if they were trying to pass the torch.
Right,
fair enough.
But now it's like an ego trip. But people are different. People are motivated differently now.
But with LeBron coming out and throwing his hat in and saying he wants in, if you get LeBron and Steph Curry on a court together, I'm all in. That's great TV.
Well, yeah, man, absolutely. You throwing it in the hat, Jake, man. The projected Olympic squad in 2024, if everything was to fit in the car ignition, right? LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Jason Tatum, Draymond Green, Devin Booker, Damian Lillard, Bam Adebayo, Anthony Edwards, Mikal Bridges, Joel Embiid, which has the opportunity he can either go, I think, play for the U.S. or he can play for France. But if he chooses the USA, that would be the projected USA team going in there. With those names I just mentioned, obviously the Olympics, all the big guys are going to play for their teams.
Did you say Paul George?
No, I did not say Paul George.
Good, because keep that man off of USA court.
Playoff P out there?
No. Also, the last time he was there,
Gold medal George.
It didn't end well. My man took a whole new meaning to break a leg, so we don't want him out there.
That was that then, wasn't it?
That was Paul. Yeah, he came back killing though. I appreciate his hustle to come back. All right, look. So yeah, that team wipes the floor with most teams, pretty much every team. I think it's funny Germany won without Dirk. I know Dirk's like, son of a bitch, like why they sit everybody in the years that I'm not playing no more. Like y'all some assholes. But yeah, man. I think I'm pretty sure it might have been you, Jake, who said I watch any team where you put LeBron and Curry on the same team, on the same court. Yeah, I mean, like I watch any of those games, man. So yeah, we're gonna spank everybody once that team's out there. Now, somebody made a great point that if we are the greatest league, the greatest league, our B or C squad should have still been able to win. Which to that I'll say that holds some merit, but also that's giving a complete discredit to everyone else in the world in terms of how they're catching up. That's not right. So
I wouldn't even say catching up. It's just it's a better chess game, and people can play checkers. Everybody know how to play checkers, but not everybody know how to play chess, and that's where the World Cup and the Olympics become a different beast because it's different. Like you can't just go in there like, oh, we're NBA players. You never can go in there like that unless you're the '92 Dream Team and say, the 1996 Dream Team too, because I guess they did their thing. But you can't go in there and say, oh well, we're the best, so we're gonna beat everybody. No, it's not gonna happen like that. And it's been like that for a long time.
And to be fair, those teams didn't do that either, and they didn't do that for a very singular, specific player reason. And his name is M and then J.
So
and then Kobe came on the redeem team and let everybody know.
So you can get that. You can get those players. To me, it's about the promise. Like, are you going to play? Are you going to stay committed? You know, they have that pool where if you're in the pool, you stay there for 4 years. You have the option if you want to play, if you're the likes of LeBron, Steph Curry in them, you know, because they could have played in this. But like you said,
Lewis makes a point. It's also a different game now, FIBA versus NBA. Well, to be fair, Lewis, it's always been a different game, FIBA versus NBA. In fact, right now, I would say the NBA and FIFA are closer than FIBA are closer than they've ever been in terms of how the game is played, spread it out, like a lot of fast pace and a lot of like skilled players and shooting. So the game's actually closer. The problem is that this team that we sent just wasn't built to play like that.
Yeah, and the
they weren't built right.
It's a lot closer now because you see, you know, you have teams with 5.
No, they really are. It's a fact, Lucas. They are.
You know what I'm saying?
The biggest difference is the court size.
Mm-hmm.
FIBA's courts are 28 by 15 meters, and the NBA is 28.65 by 15.24. So it's a little bit bigger. The length of each quarter, there are 4 12-minute quarters for NBA, and it's 4 10-minute quarters for the FIBA. The 3-point line is different. You're looking at FIBA is 6.75 meters from the baseline. NBA is 7.25 meters. Fouling out. The FIBA rule set makes it easier to be tossed from a game due to penalties. And I think the last one was no defense for 3 seconds. So they just sit in the paint, clog the paint up.
Right. Which typically, like for many, many years, we were a ISO ass team. We sent ISO ass players there for many years. Now, obviously, the Dream Team and them, they could ISO, but that wasn't exactly what they were doing. Right. But yeah, then after that Dream Team, a lot of our teams, we sent a lot of ISO guys, and some years it worked, some years it didn't. Some years the skill just was overwhelming. But
one doesn't work anymore. You can't one your way out there.
You cannot ISO your whole way through FIBA. Nah, you gotta play real team ball.
And was Kerr the best choice for the coach?
It's definitely a drop off from when they sent Coach K and who was the other? Was it Coach K and Pop?
Yep.
Yeah. Pop. That's a huge. Look, I think Kerr's a good coach, but I think it's a huge drop off. I think also we need to put some respect, even more respect on Curry's name, because Kerr's good, but it ain't as easy when you ain't got Steph out there.
That's true. You got to actually do your thing. And if I'm not mistaken, somebody else had threw a name out there. I think he coached somebody once before. Donnie Nelson, Little Wilson, as they call him in Dallas. Yeah. Don Nelson's son. Mm-hmm. I think did he coach like an African team or something like that one time?
Oh. Down in the Olympics? Interesting. Let me see.
Either Olympics or FIBA. He was a coach. Oh, it was China. Right now he's the chief advisor for the Chinese team.
Okay, he's the chief advisor of the Chinese team. Shout out to the guys that's getting these teams back up to status, man. Shout out to Luau Deng, man. Had a FIBA team down there that just made it for the Olympics. Well qualified. So,
and he was an assistant coach for Lithuania national team. So he understands the international play because he's the one that scouted. He scouted Luka and he scouted Dirk.
The FIBA refs don't call all that flopping nonsense either. Oh, let me bring it up. Shout out to you, Mike.
Absolutely. My man burned Munga up in here.
Yeah,
they don't. That's just facts. It's facts.
They want to call it. Absolutely, because it's their book. It's their book. It's not the Americans' book. Y'all pay some money to come in here, but a lot of other countries do too. So, it's a free fall over this bitch. Shout out to you on that. Amazing. Nah, but for real, man, it's been like this. But now you get the upgrade and the growth of other countries, and the NBA actually want to help other countries grow and build. And that can be drafting their players, that can be going into their cities and countries, and throwing camps and doing all types of stuff. Saying you're putting motivation in here. So at the end of the day, it's a win-win for everybody in sports. You know what I'm saying? No matter who wins. We want the USA to win. The world is crazy. The world still thinks that the USA is the higher power. And that's why we get mad when they lose. You know what I'm saying? It's not because we think all these other teams ain't great. It's just because we feel like USA is superior. And that's what happens. But not the case this summer, man. Not the case this summer. Seen a lot of bright spots from people. And then there's some people that play on this Olympics teams that honestly don't know the structure of the game and the structure of the FIBA game.
Yep, that's true. Can't just send anybody over. They got to put a little bit more thought into it. Y'all remember, was that last year when we did the story when Mark Cuban was getting blasted about how he said how more advanced the international players were than the NBA players fundamentally? Yeah. And he got blasted for it, but it's starting to look that way.
Fundamentally sound, like, you know what I'm saying? They ain't most of them ain't hard-headed. They ain't there listening. You know what I'm saying? They there for the job, the work, and all that stuff, man. But I'm interested to see the Olympics next summer as a whole, not just the USA team. I'm interested to see who goes in there and who's going to be those teams to compete. You know what I'm saying? Those stars in the league that's going to play. You're going to have Joker on the team. You're going to have Giannis on the team. You know what I'm saying? This Germany team said, hey, we won the World Cup. We're going to try to win the Olympics now. Let's see where they at. Like, a lot of stuff. Canada is going to be back in the mix. You know what I'm saying? Dylan Brooks on LeBron James in the Olympics. That'd be crazy. You know what I'm saying? And Mr. Lyles gets to watch the games in full. And then you can interview him and ask him, who's the national champions? So
give him the same energy back.
Same energy back, man. Parlay perspective, man. We had to start off with an NBA topic tonight.
I got one more for you. Can I throw it in real fast?
Yes.
Do that.
Yes.
I missed this one. So this one, and we just got done talking about Mark Cuban. I missed this, and I just saw it earlier today. So he made a comment about, let's see if I can get it pulled up here. Come on, buddy. Boy, my computer's old. Okay, can y'all see that okay?
Another great point by Mike, by the way, right quick.
Factor in how much you give someone.
Yes, 100%. 100%. Because it's a team, right? And so if a guy smokes too much, right? I mean, no lie, I've traded guys because he smoked too much. Because it's like, so teams get their own culture, right? And if you got some young dudes on there that are just figuring out, smoke some, but don't know what the team culture is, right? Or the NBA culture is. And you got one dude that's just, you walk down the hall in the hotel and he's on that floor and there's no doubt about it. And then all of a sudden these other kids start picking up on it. And that's kind of, you see them coming out of their room. You see them, a little bit red-eyed coming to practice all of a sudden. You don't want them going down that road. I mean, everybody smokes, right? It's not about that. But there's smoking, there's how powerful the shit you're doing is, and then there's how much you do. And if you cross, if you get past that level where, and there's a chance you might drag somebody with you, right? That's just not the culture.
Wow.
He was high himself.
He did.
See his eyes? You see his eyes, right?
But he did say everybody smokes.
Yeah. And look, I couldn't agree with what he said anymore. Like, I think that's a perfect way to view things. Now, I think as a guy running this franchise, you may miss out or hurt yourself a bit on some star players if that's how you're going to play it. But I think in terms of building a team, I have no problem with that. I have no problem with it because he's right about the influence on the younger guys. That's important. That's super important.
So
you got to be a leaders in the locker room. You're going to lead the young guys to think they can get away with the same thing, and that's not ideal. Not in that level.
And you know what's surprising to me is, well, not surprising. I wonder, even though we got Kyrie, but they were like real quick to trade Dodo when they just signed him the year before. And he always looked like he, you know what I'm saying? He had some Swisher Sweet lips. And there's a younger team out there. So I wonder if they pay that, you can't get addicted to weed.
Oh, look, don't start it with him. We'll be here. The rest of this podcast will be that conversation.
Fair enough.
Ooh, we go.
And Lewis.
Oh, he's switching to addiction.
So just briefly about it. Definitely a couple goal points that Mark Cuban made, and what he said was, what I'm saying, everybody smokes. So it's kind of like you're friendly smoking, you're out enjoying your day, you're smoking some weed. Then your nightlife, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't care. Mike Cuban parties, he don't mind the people smoking weed. With him is, he don't want to smell the shit whenever he want to smell shit. Hey, he's fit for what he want to say. He's the owner of a basketball team. You know what I'm saying? But where he trickles down kind of is what Coach said. You may lose players because of that, but you're an owner, so you can run it how you want. But in the NBA sense now, weed's not a rule that can be broken anymore. So you sitting there is kind of just like back to what Coach said. This is probably why you're not getting the plays that you could possibly get on this Dallas Mavericks team. And that's all I'm going to say about it. You can talk about addiction, non-addiction, all that. Seems like he doesn't care if you smoke, but I can understand him if, it's 9 o'clock in the morning and I'm over here and all I do smells weed, or I walk into a facility and in a big-ass cloud. I can understand that.
He just don't want the abuse of it because the abuse of it leads to other people doing the same thing. And yeah,
do it on your time when it's time for
not
to get it away.
Not our time. Not at the facility. Not at the hotels. Always like, what do we
be
do?
real with you? Mark Cuban had. I'm gonna be real with you. That 2011 championship team had a bunch of smokers on that team.
Absolutely.
And I guess when you win championships, you ain't gonna say nothing about the smoke. Jason Terry, Tyson Chandler, all them guys burning blunts.
Deshaun Stevenson.
Especially my man, Deshaun Stevenson.
Come on, Sean Marion. You know what I'm saying? The Matrix. Come on. Like, we know why his nickname was the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is about it is, yeah, you have your owner. You know what I'm saying? You feel the fact, but you're in the wrong organization at this point for that. You know what I'm saying?
Is Jake even here?
Yes, I'm here.
Talking basketball, Jake, like, I'm waiting on my. It's almost like he's jump roping. Give him a chance.
So I'm not mad about
been at the bench, drinking my water.
Just chilling, man.
Oh,
But
go
I
got another topic for y'all. It's kind of a segue into what we're going to talk about next. So it's some news that broke out yesterday about a lawsuit that got filed with the NFL, which names the owner of the Bills, Pergola, I think is his name, or something like that, and Jerry Jones as having made some racist statements. And since then, Jones has come out, as far as his statements was like, I think it was something of the effect of, he says if blacks feel some kind of way, they should buy their own team and hire who they want to hire, according to this lawsuit. But Jerry's come out and said diversity and inclusion are extremely important to me personally and to the NFL. The representation made by Jim Trotter of a conversation that occurred over 3 years ago with myself and a VP of player personnel, Will McClay, is simply not accurate. So I'm gonna start with you first, too, because you know that's your team. What do you think about that?
Hey, real shit. And this is to everybody. Everybody say, "Oh, you ride with Jerry." No, in this case, man, I'm gonna ride with anybody that says that. Comment and say this. This is what it's come to. This is what it's come to. With everything that's triggered in the last few years, with everything that's happening in the world, BLM, all this extra stuff, it did become a story of, Black nation. And pretty much it's like, oh, if it was a white issue, well, if they want it, let them go have their own shit. Same for Black people. If they want their own shit, if they want this, go get their own shit. Pakistani, hey, if they want their own shit, go. That's how I kind of take it. But at the same time, it's like, you don't want to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that, especially in the world we live in. You know what I'm saying? The country we live in. Nobody wants to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand people that are in this, fame or work, upset at that shit. Like, that shit will trigger me. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that's kind of what the norm has been. And that's kind of what we know. Like, shit, Ice Cube did it. Shit, Ice Cube sick and tired of watching the NBA. He went to go make a Big 3 league. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, you can do that. But, they're going to string you when you have pictures back in 1950, 1960 of you, protesting against blacks. And they're going to continue to say that you're racist. They're going to continue to say that. It's kind of like you have a record, a jail record. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you're a criminal. That's all I'm saying about it. But I don't know about the other guy. I don't know about the Bills guy. His comments. All this extra stuff.
Here's a little bit more damning.
Wait. So wait. What did I missed part of it because somebody was distracted me? Sorry. What exactly happened?
So this guy, he was, I think he was working for ESPN.
Okay.
His name is something
Trotter.
Jim Trotter. So he said that in his lawsuit, he's accusing racial discrimination against ESPN because according to him, yeah. So, I had this thing, and like two just got done saying as far as the the picture of Jerry Jones that got circulated last year. Arkansas, Little Rock, back when he was a teenager, I ain't surprised.
Yeah, there's a level of surprise versus that's the norm and at the time. And look, we're not giving it a pass. We're just saying like, all right, y'all didn't expect it. We all did.
I probably, if somebody had said that he wasn't there, I wouldn't have believed that.
That part.
But at the same time, if he said it, his comments, while they were insensitive, I didn't necessarily see them as racist. The other guy, the comments he supposedly said, I can definitely see that. But at the same time, I look at what Jerry's done for his players in the past, and I've got some friends who are like, well, Jerry does that because he's protecting his investment. No, a lot of those guys, like even Dez Bryant, he told him, you need to stop. It was Pac-Man Jones. That's who it was. When he got here, Pac-Man had been in all that trouble. Jerry pulled him to the side, and Pac-Man talks to this. And Jerry told him, you need to quit showing your ass in public. You're messing with your money. And he showed these guys how to be successful. And I'm thinking, I don't know his last name. I know his first name is Roosevelt. Roosevelt has been with the Cowboys since Jerry bought the team. You know what Roosevelt's position is with the Cowboys?
What's that?
He's Jerry's personal bodyguard, a brother. So he spends a lot of time. He's probably seen a lot of crazy stuff. So he trusts this dude with his life. Will McClay is the third most powerful person in that organization behind Jerry and Stephen Jones, a brother. And the last thing I went and looked, they have a total of 2, 3, 4. They have 12 offensive coaches, and they have 10 defensive coaches. Of those, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 12 on offense are brothers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 11 on defense are brothers. Special teams assistant coaches are brother, and all 3 strength and conditioning coaches are brothers.
Now, if I wanted to be cynical, I'd double down on what your man said about protecting his investments and having guys. You got to have guys in place that get through the year, mostly black team. So but more importantly, look, I don't think it's above or impossible for rich white men to be racist because we've seen it before. What I will say is though, a lot of them only care about one color, and that shit is green. That's how they got. At the end of the day, that's how they got there. That's how they got what they got. So I don't look. You can dig in almost anybody's past,
right? And you're gonna find something,
or even near past,
yeah,
and find some questionable racial shit. Like, I mean, I make race jokes all the time. I'm not racist, motherfuckers know that. Like, I'm
just like dark comedy.
Right. I just
anybody can get it.
It's the best type of comedy. Like, nobody's exempt. Everybody's on the line. Everybody's in the crosshairs. That's what makes it more fun.
Definitely, man. Just say, I mean, Phil, Trotter actually the bigger picture of it is, I think he's been fighting, you know, for what he's been fighting for a minute, and he still hasn't got it. And I feel like, you know, this is the well, now I'm not going to get this. Well, now I'm going to let this shit out. Yeah, but where was this before? Because if you want to call this 3 years ago, call this 3 years ago. Real talk. The 2 guys in the front, Jones and the Bills guy, this would have been on front street.
So I know what the
3 years ago was the summer of love. So he could have threw that out there and ran with it.
But I do know what the counter to that is. The counter to that is, if it's almost, and not to liken the same issues in the same level, but it's almost like when we victim blame in rape cases. You know what I mean? Where it's like, well, if I said something at the time, who knows what the fuck would have happened in my career? Who knows what the person in power could have did to me? So that's why I didn't say it then. So I can understand. I won't always say that, like, why didn't you say it then? We would always like for people to call out these moments when they happen, obviously, but they don't always feel like they can. So I won't blame them for that. But I will just say I agree too. It does kind of sound like he a little sour now, a little sour grapes, a little bit.
Yeah, sour grapes, definitely. Shout out to Mike.
I like what Mike said. Yeah, says yes or no. In order for something to be truly racist, there has to be intent of racism. So we talked about Jerry's comments where he says, you know, pretty much you don't like how things are, go get your own team. I don't see it as racist. Now, the accusations for the Bills coach, when he says, hold on, if black feels some kind of way, no, hold on, that was Jerry. Where the hell did it go? I just saw it. If black players don't like it here, they should go back to Africa and see how bad it is.
Yeah, that's wild. Now, that's wild. Like, even if they even if I wanted to play devil's advocate,
you can't dress that up.
Like, you can't dress it up. Like, even if I wanted to play devil's advocate and be like, well, maybe he's not being racist, just being an asshole. Like, in this climate, you're tripping. Like, I can't believe he would say that. Like, there's not even really an era where that was like too okay. Not recent era, anyways. That's wild.
Probably the only way he could have upped that statement, if he had it through, instead of black player, he had threw Negroes in there.
Yeah. Or if he just chopped off the end of it where he was like, see how it is now. Because at least that speaks to poverty and shit. But if he just was like, go back to Africa like that, yeah. And basically what he said, though, like, that's wild. That's wild turkey right there.
Yeah, I just wanted to get y'all perspective on that.
Yeah, you can't be saying shit like that.
We're gonna answer Mike's question, man. Now that's and the way I just did that is kind of like what the world. It's kind of this is what I'm gonna say about this. You can say no, but then you still can think Jerry's a racist, even though what he said wasn't as racist as the other guy. Jerry can still be a racist. Regardless of what we say about Jerry here right now or whatever, it still could be racist to this day. But, you know, even in this world, if you wanted to cover it up, that's what you got to do in this world. You got to cover words up, mix words, work words. If I said yes, then how many of the whites can say nigga to their nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like it's this the devil is a double-edged sword there. But informally, me personally, we work with tons of people, blacks, whites, all that. If somebody doesn't like me because of the color of my skin, I wouldn't want to know that. I go to work every day to work, provide for my family and all that. If you have a racist bone in your body for me, that's on you. I don't want to know that in my mind, you know, and that's kind of how I would go about it.
It's funny because being half black and half white, I lean in. I want to know. I want to know so I could challenge that. So I could make you see why you're wrong. So I can show you the beauty in all cultures. That's my goal. And neither is right or wrong. Too. If you don't want to know that, that's 100% like that's your prerogative by all means. I want to know because I think we all know that I love to challenge all authority. And
you
everything.
Don't say. That's how you ended up here.
Yeah, right. So I look towards trying to change that. What I also say is I also
racism is bad. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, he goes with his sarcasm craziness again. Yeah, so what I like, what's more important to me is actions. You could be racist and you could even say some intentfully racist shit to me. Now, I've blown up in the past about certain shit like that, but the truth is, if you're in a position of power, are you hindering me? Are you, based on race, stopping me from being better, from moving forward? That's the more dangerous type of racism. Systemic shit. That's what we really need to be focused on. Canceling people for words is something we do to, like, it's something certain people do to make themselves look better. Because at the end of the day, the words don't really make or break anybody. They hurt for a little bit, but the truth is, somebody ever call you something? The only things that bother you are when you feel you are that. If you're not that shit don't bother you. It's a goof. Let somebody be in a clown. Like it don't bother you at all. So it's the systemic shit where it stops you from doing stuff. That's where I got a problem. If Jerry Jones could say whatever he wants, but if he's stopping black men from rising in this company, if he's not letting black men live in certain places that he owns property on, that's a problem. And I haven't heard none of that about Jerry Jones. Michael Richards, his intent was to use the N-word as a slur when he went off on stage. A white dad says to his kids that there's a bad word that people say towards black people, and he says the N-word to his kids so they know what it is. His intent wasn't racism. It was to make his kids aware of the racist world. Agreed. Also, I'd like to say that I'm not going to defend Richards, what he did, but what they don't show in that video, which they laid out in Curb Your Enthusiasm, they brought this up. What they didn't show is that two brothers, the entire show that he was up there trying to do comedy, were interrupting the show and also using racial slurs to him before he ever did that. It wasn't until he started saying what he said that they turned the camera on.
Wow,
now,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Richards got played. Now, what he said, you can't say it. You got to be bigger. You got to be bigger than that. You got to be better than that. Because you're in the position of power in terms of you got the mic. You're the one who's the comedian. You got the platform. So unfortunately, you got to be bigger and better than that. But yeah, they don't show you the part where they literally harassed him for like a half an hour of his set, saying racist shit to him first. And then he blurted that out.
What they did, they played him, and it definitely sounds like fake news.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how it all happened. But he got what he got, and they didn't. It is what it is. Like the world ain't always fair. So
that part.
He doing okay.
Doing fair enough. So next up, I think this is Will's areas.
We're gonna talk about.
We had a big injury on Monday night while we were on air.
On air, we weren't sure what it was, but I called it. But it ended up being I didn't want to be right.
Yeah. You did call it. And I saw the video that Chris had posted today.
You see his leg pop?
You can see the ripple.
Yeah.
That was gross.
Yeah. It ran right up his calf. You can see just like basically explodes.
And
that's what it does. The force of that tendon, it pops like an M80 firecracker. Yeah, it's super strong. So the tensile strength is crazy. And when it goes, Yeah, that shit flies up your leg. That's why he knew right away. Like it was weird that he immediately went down and threw the ball, and I'm like, yeah, that ain't good because he didn't twist or bend or nothing like that. So, yeah. So what we talk about is Aaron Rodgers, man, torn Achilles, done for the season. 4 plays in to his New York Jets career. Yeah. One of the things we're gonna talk about is they're already talking about looking for replacements. I don't think they should. I think that's a bad look for Zach Wilson. I think you drafted him high. He may not be the guy, but I tell you, he definitely will not be the guy if you bring someone else in. And what happens if you go search for somebody else and that person gets hurt? Now you still have to rely on Zach Wilson, but you've told him 2 different times that he's a piece of shit.
You told him on 3 different occasions he's a piece of shit.
On 3, right? Like
basically.
So like, yeah, right.
So it's just like
you benched him once.
I forgot about that.
I mentioned that yesterday morning. You know what I'm saying? When I went on live, like I'm like, you can go after the Carson Wentz's, you can go after whoever you want to go after. It may look like a better pickup, but at the end of the day, it's like you still have him in your locker room. You're dividing with him right now. You at least owe him since he's still there messing with y'all, though he's making a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
To at least get some value because soon he's not going to be with you guys and he's going to have to live on his career. And the way y'all treating him, you know what I'm saying? It's like he's going to be out in 3.5 years. So you might as well give him the due diligence anyway. So if anybody scouts in the country, Canada, anybody scouting him, they can have some value on him. And I agree with you, Will. I feel like they should. But they're going to have to back him up. That backup should be a backup.
As far as exactly too, as far as like going out and getting somebody, Wilson was supposed to be the air quotes capable backup to take the spot from Rodgers in case something happened, which it did. If they go out and get anything, what they'll need to do is get a. Am I missing something here? Or you're distracting.
Nah, it's. I'm an asshole. Don't worry about it. We good.
Fair enough. Is to go out and trade for a capable backup, and I think a good suitable partner would be the Saints to get Jameis up there as the backup. Now, I get Jameis is already a backup in New Orleans, and that might not be the best case scenario for him as the player, but Zach Wilson, he may or may not be, great, which we all think that he's not really all that great, but if he starts to, regress more than what they think that he's going to do, then you can throw Jameis in there after midseason, depending on what the record is. I just think that they need to go out, like Tuke said, if they're going to go out and get somebody, they're needing to get a capable backup to back up Wilson. Don't kill his confidence, which he probably already has very little of that.
If you do that this time, there's no return back for him. Not with that team.
Right. And apparently bagging mom doesn't give you as much confidence as you would think. But yeah, so they definitely need to get a backup, obviously. I don't know who the backup is now, but he's obviously at a level where he's a guy like Jameis or something like that. That's a better backup to have. But yeah, you gotta rock with Zach. You got, just like Jake said, and like Mike saying, you gotta rock with Zach Wilson. I agree, Mike. I do think that's pretty much it for Aaron. That's another thing that I was hearing people talk about on ESPN at one point. They were saying that actually it was Scott Van Pelt, ESPN, but it was Scott Van Pelt. He was like, if you do go out and try to trade for like another starter, also, what is that saying to Aaron? Like that you just think he's automatically done? Because his contract is 2 years. And like it or not,
he just extended it.
It's a 2-year contract. So, and like it or not, this injury, as bad as it is, happened. I was telling you this, Coach. If you were gonna tear your Achilles outside of preseason, the literal best time to do it would be in the first drive of the first week, because you have nothing but the entire rest of the year to heal up with that now. That being said, he was already on the verge.
Tim Boyle.
So who?
Tim Boyle is the
No,
backup.
I'm messing with you. I heard you. That's the problem. Who? It's like, yeah, exactly. I never heard of that man in one day in my life.
It's a lot better than David Blau.
Is it?
Who knows?
Yeah, see, exactly. They're both who's who of who is that. Yeah, so I don't know. I think I think they should bring in a backup for sure. But if you bring in a guy to start, just get rid of Zach Wilson. Why bother? Like, what's the point?
Yeah,
Throw him in the trade package, pretty much.
Aaron tearing his Achilles on a Rangers medley. I heard about that for you. That's crazy. A bunch of stuff happened in that case. I also heard in regards to the injury. I heard Aaron Rodgers, the play that they ran on that possession. Aaron basically said, "Kind of let me gel into the game before I start doing stuff like that. I'm used to kind of like making plays and extending plays, and the Jets did otherwise."
And more than even that, he specifically hates the blocking scheme on that play.
Yeah,
he hates the plays where your tackles are cut blocking. He didn't want that, and that's literally the play that happened. Ball was hyped. The tackle went for the cut. He missed it. Didn't get much of him, and then he was in a world of trouble.
And they said, hold on. And they said Bill Belichick had something to do with this too. Bill Belichick blocked a potential trade. I guess that the Jets were trying to get in terms for an offensive lineman. And I heard that Dwayne Brown, who was 38 years old, is the offensive lineman for the Jets. And he was one of the causes for the injury. Like, y'all didn't see. I seen a meme earlier that said it. It said Belichick played some keys, and the Jets not getting their
That's why he the GOAT.
He was Uncle Floyd, and he couldn't handle.
If by some craziness that's true, that is 3D chess. But I give a lot of credit to my guy Bill. I ain't gonna give him that one, man. He can't have that one, man. That's like 4 or 5. That's anime level of steps ahead that you're thinking like that's crazy.
I think I'm saying it in the way y'all thinking like, damn, he got that much power. No, I think basically
he just happened to block one,
and Bill ended up doing it before it switched to the Jets' mind. Yeah,
right. I mean,
basically block his protection plan, and it says it right here. It says it in the New York Post. It says Jets turn the defense after Bill Belichick blocks his protection plan. Basically.
So then, do you guys think what David Bakhtiari said had some merit? He made a tweet about the turf.
About not wanting to play on it?
About how none of them like it. None of them like it. They all want to play on grass. None of them want to play on turf.
Have y'all played on turf before?
Everybody want to play on grass now. It's going backwards because when I was growing up, everybody wanted to play on turf. Now everybody want to play on grass now.
Everybody wanted turf until they actually played on it. Then they realized.
Then
they realized that you could tear everything.
My high school.
I blew out my ACL and MCL my sophomore year of high school in a half-speed wrap-up drill on turf. Just got caught in the deal. Dude just wrapped me up. Done.
Yeah,
I hate turf.
That's wild. Yeah, no, the high school I went to had turf for about 2 years when I finally got there. And the worst thing I got from it was turf burn. And there's a major difference between just getting a nice regular burn and getting turf burn. It sucks.
Skin out the top
and then epidural. See, they think it's better because they moved on from the AstroTurf, which was literally carpet, which was awful.
It was green concrete.
Yeah, seriously. But so they went to the rubber chop up shit, the rubber feed, which is basically like they take down tires and they fucking grind them down into like sand. And that's what they fill. It's rubber fill the whole field with. That shit is actually, when they first put it in, I remember players kind of liking that but they only liked it compared to AstroTurf. That was it. It wasn't like we like this compared to grass. We like it compared to AstroTurf. And we like it compared to what? Remember the 49ers and the Raiders or whatever they play? They had a baseball diamond in the middle of their field. That was gross too. Everybody was getting their shit torn up in that. I remember a specifically muddy game between the Packers and the 49ers. I think Garrison Hurst tore his knee up in that game. Or like a bunch of people was getting fucked up. So, yeah, they got to just do away with it. They got to go to grass, but grass is harder to deal with.
Harder to keep up with, that's for
we
sure.
See poor gameplay. Yeah, we always see poor gameplay in the first week because what you just said, Bree, players are not playing, saying, and getting those reps. Saying? So therefore, the first couple of weeks, you're probably sluggish until you really know, like now you're getting these reps and you're going to be in these practices participating. So I agree with that, Bree, man. You got a couple good questions over here, as well as this thing right here.
That's fine.
The World Cup standards are mandating neutral grass for NFL stadiums, as they should, because soccer should be played on.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Also,
so that's why AT&T Stadium is about, I think that's again like a $40-45 million upgrade.
Yeah,
because I think they're part of that equation.
They
well,
are.
See, that's the main difference. Like they'll pay for it. Like World Cup will pay for that type of shit.
Gillette too. Gillette Stadium.
Or at least pay some of it.
Okay.
So this right here, this is interesting. Players have gotten hurt on grass too, and in these stadiums where other sports are played and concerts are taking place, the grass fields would get torn up. Now, while that's true in terms of the other sports, in terms of concerts, no. Because I worked at Fenway. Yes, the field can get tore up, but there's ways around it. They have these plastic pieces that fit in basically like Legos, and they basically put that all around the park. And like, because I don't know if anybody know about the field unit, the grounds team of Fenway, but they're notoriously insane about their field. Like there was whole times where I worked there for almost 10 years. There was whole times where if we even stepped a foot on just the warning track, which is dirt, our jobs were on the line because that's how crazy the grounds team was about keeping people off of their field. So there's ways around that, but I will agree if you play other sports in there, that there isn't much of a way around that. Well, you got to deal. You got to deal.
I agree with Mike though, man. People get hurt on grass too. That's what I was saying. People get hurt on grass. People get paid attention. It's just the circumstance that it happens in, man. You know, if you have enough people that's gonna vouch for it, maybe hopefully in life it'll turn. But at the same time, you know, the money's in it. Everything's in it. So they're gonna do the best possible thing they can for what Will said earlier, man. They like green. You know,
the idea that I will say, the idea isn't to eliminate all injuries. That's impossible. This sport is dangerous. But the idea is to not add on extra injuries with turf the way it does. And if the players feel, look, the truth is if the players feel that it's causing more injuries, it's not crazy to change it. And if they're wrong, you can go back. You can go back. It ain't like you can't go back to turf.
Fuck them up. Bring back AstroTurf.
No, you gotta get everybody killed. Get everybody killed.
Let teams have a choice.
Few other injuries I wanted to just bring up. J.K. Dobbins, that sucks. Done for the year.
Yeah, I feel sorry for that young man.
Conklin, I think the tackle for the Jets, done for the year. And Cross, different. There's other injuries that I may not have thought about or brought up. If y'all think some in the chat, bring them up. Into another sport, Shohei Ohtani, possibly the greatest talented baseball player we've ever seen
since Babe Ruth.
Even better than Babe Ruth.
Better Babe, yeah.
Yeah, because Babe didn't do it at the same time for as long or as successful in both areas. True. Once he went to the Yankees, he kind of just went to just hitting and played in the outfield. And he was never the level, like he was never one of the leading hitters in the league and also a Cy Young Award winner at the same time. So Shohei's the most talented player we've probably ever seen. Very unique. Yeah, and we ain't gonna be able to see him pitch for a while. If you are watching baseball, we're not gonna be able to watch him pitch because he is getting Tommy John surgery very soon.
What's that, like a 2.5 year rehab for that?
It used to be. So you know how the ACLs progressed, how they've made strides. They've made crazy strides with the Tommy John now. So now they take the tendon, the same tendon, out of your knee and put it in your elbow. And that's why some guys, and it wraps because it's bigger. So it wraps like a coil. And now when you come back, you actually throw harder.
Stronger. Okay.
Yeah, if you do the rehab right. In terms of the length of it, it's going to be a year, some change.
Isn't that the same injury I think I was reading or heard somewhere where a lot of the younger players were just going ahead and just having it?
Some of them do it. Some of them do it ahead when they know that it's worn. They'll go ahead and do it ahead of time to basically curb the time it takes, to heal and to get ahead of it. Yes,
so,
you're right.
So what we say, all right, so I'm just to be funny here with the Tommy John thing. If you get Tommy John surgery, after that, say if you're young and you get Tommy John, do you enter your prime? Is that like the skip prime? Because it's an injury,
If you have the type of work ethic and you have the type of control necessary, you could enter your prime after that because you come back throwing harder and so it's definitely a possibility. The problem with this particular injury for this particular player is he's in a contract year.
Yeah, and that's the crazy, and that's the worst thing. And We always say in that case, but then you look at what he is. And baseball always kind of been like that. Like, you got a guy that's playing on the same team on him right now. Now they're speaking on trading his ass, and that's Mike Trout. But Mike Trout carried that for all these years being hurt and being able to do the things that he's able to do on the baseball field compared to others. Ohtani's doing way more than the average baseball player. 40 baseball players can do it together. So now you're in a contract year, you're getting surgery, but you still on the mind of people, and you're gonna make heavy dough for an injury. You said you can come back stronger, but we're talking about injuries in
it's
the game.
An injury. You're still going under the knife. Yeah, and the crazy thing is he was in line to probably get paid more than anybody ever has in baseball,
ever.
Because not only are you paying for whatever side of the ball you want to pay for, you're paying for both sides of the ball, and you're gonna pay him for 10 plus years probably. They always give these contracts out that are way too big in baseball, and the back half of it, they never live up. But, I wonder how this is going to affect his contract. I still think he gets a huge bag. But when you sign him, you got to realize next year, you're signing just a hitter probably. And you may not get the pitcher at all next year. So
I honestly don't think it's going to affect that much just because of how much of a freak he is. He might lose a year or two on a 10-year deal, or he might get paid just slightly less by like $50 million, comparatively so to these athletes and what they make. I know $50 million is a lot to about 95% of the world, but to these athletes, $50 million. Yeah. So he's probably going to lose just a little bit. But any of the 30 teams in the league, any of them are going to go out and say, I don't care if this Tommy John's here or not. I want to take the shot to sign him.
And that's the thing right there. You go signing for all this money, and how about if these injuries continue to happen?
Right, but that's risk reward. So you're going to take the risk because if it works out, the reward is far greater than this risk.
Absolutely. And doing a comparative, because you had brought up Mike Trout.
Yeah.
Mike Trout had carried that team for a very long time and was the staple of the Angels. But he's had a lot of injuries compared to Ohtani, who this is his first real injury, and he's been in the league for about 3 years now, I believe.
I mean, no. You can say first real injury, like we can say with Mike Trout. When his injury started, they were okay. He just injured a little bit. He come back and say the same shit. Hold on, and then they paid him, and then hold on,
and then they just kept going.
Now the injury was real. So that's what I'm saying. And saying with Ohtani's like it's not any different. Yeah. It's just that this guy last year missed the end of the season basically because he was hurt. If I'm lying, and I don't know enough about baseball, but I'm pretty sure the Angels are my favorite team. So I know Ohtani at some point last year was out too. Yeah. And then now this year he's out again potentially as a pitcher. And it's just like, a team's gonna fucking pip dough on that because
he's gonna get it all.
I agree with that. I agree with Mike said too. His value is MJ in the 90s,
Messi, crazy.
Ronaldo, all that.
Yeah,
but then,
it's crazy.
Like a lot of these teams now, giving these guys big contracts in baseball, and then year 2 or 3, they ain't even worth it. So it's just like
the problem with the value is you're right. His value is on the level of a Messi, of Ronaldo in the Saudi League, and MJ. It is that, but remember, those values are only valued when you're on the field, because the whole group of like all of Japan isn't gonna watch if he's on the sidelines. They're not gonna watch. So I agree. It's huge. I hope he still gets paid. Shit. I hope the Red Sox pay him.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you think the Angels have remorse that they didn't trade him at the trade deadline?
Nah,
I know hindsight's 2020.
Yeah, nah, because again, they're bad and no one would watch them without him on the field. So
the Angels are not remorseful. At the end of the day, you know why?
They're remorseful that they didn't trade Trout.
Green. Yeah. Because if a team is willing to drop Green on this guy next year for what he's worth, the Angels are going to sip every extra dollar
that they got now. Yeah.
And to be real with you, the Angels can still sign the motherfucker if they wanted to.
We'll see. If it's up to him. It's up to him, yeah.
If they want,
they ain't got nothing to lose.
That's why Mike Trout right now being chunked to trade like, we'll trade Mike. Yeah, you better go trade Mike. Because this is the future right here.
Yeah. They're finally done with the Pujols contract.
Y'all suck anyway. Y'all can wait a year for Ohtani. Go sign him back and wait a year.
But it's not up to them. It's up to Ohtani.
Ohtani just want to be there and be paid. That's all he wants. He don't care about playing on no monster team.
Nah, he cares about he gonna get paid max, and he wants to win though. That's the thing. He wants to get paid, but he wants to win.
Yeah, he's one of the rare cases where he wants a championship. The money's just it's second fiddle to him.
Everybody wants championships. That's the game we play. Nobody's happy to be a professional anymore. Everybody just wants to win a title. Well, guess what? Ohtani, I hope you win one.
Me too. And coach, to go off of never mind. Two got me. I messed me up. What was your previous point that you had talked about?
Them not trading him and regretting it.
Yes. Okay. They were still at the point of the trade deadline to where they were making just the smallest of pushes towards a wild card spot. I know midseason kind of counts that, or it's right after midseason, but they were in pretty good contentions, and they said, we're going to try to make a playoff run with Ohtani. If this truly is last year, we want to at least show him that we can win and we can get a chance at it. But then the Angels kind of did what the Angels normally do and fell off.
That sounds about right, too.
Yeah.
Reed, to answer your question, Rodgers has not had surgery yet, but it looks like the surgeon who's going to perform it is the Packers team surgeon.
I'm going to share this live because it's hilarious. When we were talking about race, Lewis, he didn't comment this because he didn't want to do it live, but he was like, if only y'all knew what Will calls me. Yeah, we ain't gonna do it here, but that's my dog, bro. That's my dog. He called me some things too, but that's my dog, man.
He call you Spanks.
We're gonna leave that alone, but that's my guy, man. He's a good dude.
Hey, other MLB news tonight, man. The Atlanta Braves clinched the East.
So,
shout out to them Braves.
I shudder to say this because, like, I know I'm gonna get hate. Obviously, I'm a born and raised Red Sox fan, but ever since a kid, I don't care if y'all hate on this, but I've always had an NL team, and the Braves have been my NL team since Chipper Jones and them, Andrew Jones,
Chipper Jones,
right?
McGriff, the crime dog.
Right. Those are my guys. So I always had an affinity for Atlanta. And man, I love Acuna. My man Olsen. This whole team is fun as hell to watch, and they are whooping ass in the majors right now.
Hey, look, I'm glad your NL team at least does well. The Reds suck.
It's unfortunate, man. You got to get out of where you're living.
I really do. Like the Reds are legit, probably other than Xavier, the only Cincinnati team that I truly love because it was the first sporting event that I ever went to as a kid. I love the Reds, and then like I said, I got a hat for my brother and fell in love with the Blue Jays after that.
I told you.
If only he didn't give you that shitty ass hat.
It wasn't about earlier in the season, being a hater and hating on y'all because y'all was on a little win streak. It was ultimately what I never heard in 30 plus years of living in this world. I never heard anybody scream for the Reds. You know what I'm saying? The only Red I've ever heard about is Pete Rose. And you had to go to WWE to look at him get tombstone.
And Griffey when he was there.
It was just like kind of like slow down the noise.
About Deion.
Y'all killing my mans.
Slow down the noise. That's all I'm talking about, Reds fans. Slow down the noise. Y'all not going to be good this season.
Exactly. It's a slow burn. And two, don't act like you didn't know about the Reds and Deion.
Prime time was there. And Griffey was there. You knew these names.
Oh.
No. I know those names, but how good? When King Griffey was there, losing season.
What I will say is they have one of my favorite players in the league right now. De La Cruz is a fucking monster.
De La Cruz is a beast.
He's a monster, bro.
Like Ohtani's going through right now. He's gonna eventually move somewhere else because they're gonna be
that's rough. Yeah, it's rough.
No. I'm gonna say they can have room to make improvements.
The Reds need to break the bank and get Ohtani.
For what? Why would he go from one bad
waste
to
away
another?
up there? Yeah, we'll take him here.
My man could waste away in LA or he could waste away in Cincinnati. That's crazy.
Hey, Coach, speaking of that, about something going on with the Rangers, you guys really could use Ohtani with Mr. Max Scherzer going down for the rest of the year. I did indeed find out what the injury was. They didn't necessarily give it a correct name or anything, but he has strained the muscle in his throwing arm that connects the arm to the shoulder blade.
You know what's crazy? He was just complaining about that being sore like a week or two ago. And he was trying to pitch through it because he felt like he owed the team because they traded for him. That's crazy.
Wow. So the motherfucker knew he was hurt the whole time.
Yep.
And he wanted to go to a championship team. And he's going to be the reason why they're in the championship team. He's a pussy for that. Get your old ass out. Go home.
Now, on the lighter side, though, I didn't know we were looking pretty bad against those Astros. You know, they kind of kicked the ass last week. But we are only a half a game back.
Y'all in the second wild card spot.
Yeah. But I'm still eyeing us a possibility of winning the AL West.
Hey, y'all want the possibility of winning the AL West, but you don't want that much pressure on you. You want to get a wild card. I'm telling you. After we talked about this a few weeks ago, just get in the dance. You right now with the state,
just get invited.
You don't want that spot and then lose to the Devil Rays or somebody. You know, you don't want that.
And he knows what he's talking about. He's an Angels fan. I'm
an Angels fan. I'm a baseball guy. When it comes to this baseball stuff, probably besides the Angels, I know stuff, man. Last year, I was the guy that picked the Mariners to upset the Blue Jays. I think that happened.
I bet you shut up.
I think that happened.
How about you shut up?
Bro, we were up. We were up by like 6 runs, and that freaking junk ass pitcher gave up 6 freaking runs.
I told you the day before to take the Mariners, though. I told you to take the Mariners regardless of what the.
That's what I was just about to ask too. Is because he knows baseball or because he's good at his picks?
Problem.
No, I know baseball.
I know who wins me money.
At this time of the year, I know baseball. I follow it a lot more. So my common sense becomes a little bit more common.
Why do you follow it more?
His 2 senses kick in.
It's the playoffs. I wouldn't
playoffs.
His pitch senses are tingling.
I tell everybody I don't follow the MLB really until like August because I kind of know what.
There's entirely too many games. I don't blame you.
You know, it's really towards the end when you start seeing the wild card races when it gets fun. And I'm not too optimistic right now because with the loss yesterday, and also we got blown out 10-0 by the Rangers tonight. The Blue Jays have no tie-breaking wins. If they tie with either the Mariners or the Rangers, we out.
Good night. Hey guys, 15-20 because Unc's hitting me, man, and we got to pay them bills. You know what I'm saying? We want to get choked out. You know what I'm saying?
Our Jerry Jones is on the backs.
Mickey Lou is on the call.
Mark Cuban said it's the commercial break, man.
As my bro too said, we'll be right back.
Little J's Donuts and more. Located in Harahan at 1301 Hickory Avenue. Come in for donuts, savory breakfast, king cakes, and more. Check us out on Facebook at Little J's Donuts or on our website, littlejaysdonuts.org.
Real fool for that.
Real quick.
He's hilarious.
Real quick.
That is it's just wrong. Every time I see those M&M donuts, bro, I swear.
Let me see if I can get it up here.
Shout out to it, man.
I'm gonna play Match the Square right quick. Match the Square. Oh, I couldn't do it. He moved him. Oh, that's yeah. I was gonna put us where our pictures where they belong.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough,
yo,
boy.
I think Jake, because he didn't make the picks the night that we were supposed to make the picks.
Bullshit.
I knew it.
Bullshit. You just maxed out.
Jake, you would have been 0-17, Jake, if I didn't call you on Friday and tell you to make the pick. So now you 10-8. So now I'm only 2.5 out.
It's all good.
Nah, bullshit.
Wait, what?
Hey, you called me, motherfucker. I called you.
We gave him one too, but it was legit because he had picked it a couple weeks before, so we gave him one.
I've been shouting lines for 2 straight weeks,
and we've been shouting lines for 2 straight years.
You weren't even here 2 years ago.
I mean, season. Shut up, Jake. Ain't nobody asked your late picking ass.
Hey, don't be mad. Hey, look, my name on this on the thing is Will Wigfall, and I'm over his picture now. It works.
Cheating that. No, you're Jake. You're Jake again.
Oh, damn it! I forgot to change it.
You blew the joke. You don't like it. It's all bad.
Well, the people didn't need to know.
Oh, here's another thing I want to talk about. When are we doing the picks for the next week?
Right now.
Right now.
Oh,
You didn't see the comment? You didn't see the chat?
I guess not. I guess I did not. Let's go.
In your face.
Let's go. Which how we gonna
In your
close it out?
face.
All right. First game up. Thursday night game. Minnesota at Philadelphia.
It's a night game, Philly.
The wheel got
Yeah,
Philly.
give me Philly.
Damn, man. Thursday night, you got Kirk. He should have definitely won week
Prime
one
time
in the
Kirk.
day game. This may be a trap game for Philly.
It is.
A couple
but-
starters ain't playing for Philly.
Ooh.
Thursday night,
Who
they're
ain't
going to
playing?
have Jefferson on the court, and Jordan Addison has a chance to bomb out. If Kendrick Bourne can ball out, then I'm going to go Addison. But in this case,
Fuck outta
man,
here.
I'm going to go with the defending runner-ups with the dub. I'm going to go Eagles.
That's a whole lot of analysis to just pick the Eagles. You did what I did last week with the Chiefs.
I really want to take the
Philly
Vikings
as
now.
well.
I really
Yeah.
want to take the Vikings.
Clean sweep with the Philly.
Green Bay at Atlanta.
I like how Green Bay looked last week. I looked at defense. That defense still looks top 10-ish. Atlanta's still learning. They got their first win next week. They can't go 2-0. I'm gonna take Green Bay with a Christian Watson back. So
I'm trying to gain some wins. I don't want to just pick the same picks, but yeah, I kind of got to go Green Bay. I
It's too
love
early to be taking chances.
Well, tell that to my week one score. Travel back in time and tell me that in. Yeah, we gotta go Green Bay. I do like how Atlanta looks though. I like their future, but
Great.
it's Green Bay.
Yes, Green Bay.
And I want to make it another sweep, Green Bay as well. Go
Also,
ahead,
by the way, Mr. Take Chances himself is leading for the picks for the early part of this week. So maybe it's not always bad.
What are you talking about?
How about you?
We've got the Raiders at the Bills.
The Bills can't play worse than they did.
You have
Monday
no
night.
idea how bad I want to take the Raiders.
Please do, so I can gain some ground. I'm taking the Bills.
There's no way Josh Allen doesn't have a bounce back game. Give me the Bills. I swear to God, if the Raiders win, I'm gonna kick myself.
just for the fact that he plays on one of my prime fantasy teams, I'm gonna take the Bills. Josh Allen cannot. I mean, you could throw another 3 picks if you want. Just win the game. Just win the game.
My man had 4 turnovers by himself.
Trash Allen.
Crash Allen. So I'm gonna make it another clean sweep. I'm gonna take Buffalo as well.
Shit, no game, no ground being gained now, huh?
This one should be interesting. Ravens at the Bengals.
I'm gonna go
Give me the
Bengals.
Ravens.
They both look like shit week one.
I'm gonna
It's
go.
crazy.
I'm gonna go Bengals.
Who'd you pick, Jake?
I picked the Ravens because the Bengals always have a shitty start to the season, then they pick up at the end. So I'm taking the Ravens. And the Ravens play well in Cincinnati anyway.
Yeah, but their first week was so bad. They got to be chomping at the bit. I'm going to go Bengals.
Hey, this will be the first time I'll ever want to be really, really wrong, too.
You're always really, really wrong.
So
But let you know, Jake, if the Ravens do win, you know why they're gonna win the game. Just let you know that. You know why they're gonna win the game.
Because Mark Andrews is back?
No.
Yeah.
Because Lamar's gonna smoke. It's gonna smoke a Joe Burrow pack. That's what's gonna happen.
Well,
Not
hey, man,
bad.
look, if their defense actually shows up for once because their cornerbacks fucking
It's
suck,
crazy too because I
they'll be
shouldn't be
fine.
picking the Bengals because that Ravens defense, Cincinnati defense is trash. I'm gonna go Cincinnati still though because, like I said, Joe, we like Joe so much that we think he's gonna have a better game.
Hey, Joey B got a haircut, too. He's back to Joe Shiesty.
Okay, let's get it.
I don't know.
We
if
got
that's
2
good or
for
bad.
Cincinnati and 2 for Baltimore.
Oh, you took the Ravens?
Taking the Ravens.
Imagine that. Let's go.
The Seahawks at the Lions.
You know I'm going with them Lions.
Yeah,
I'm going with
Lions.
the Lions too, man.
Yeah, Lions.
Yo, y'all some fair weather motherfuckers. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Because last year y'all was screaming Seahawks.
Hey, no. Before we scream Seahawks, before we ever scream Seahawks, we was on them Lions, man.
Listen. Listen. And then now it's Lions.
It's Ben. That's the sound of Lions.
I'm taking Seattle to win this game.
The man got kids. He can't make animal voices.
I am taking Seattle to win this game against Detroit.
All right,
That's Saturday at 3 a.m.
If the Seahawks win, I'm right. If the Seahawks lose, like I've been saying, get Geno out of here because that's the reason I lose. I'm gonna take the Seattle Seahawks and flip the
Geno did it like Geno of old last week.
He's gonna be the dome this week, so it'll be all right.
Nah, Bree. Wait, what do you mean picking the line? We didn't pick him to win the bowl. That's craziness. I'm saying, me and Coach last year we had an affinity for the Lions.
Nah, around like week 15, they started picking the Lions.
You're cheating. He's out here, boy. Hey, it's on wax. Don't be bold-faced lying out here, man. Me too. Can't bring him nowhere.
We got 2 with Seattle, and everybody else got the Lions, right?
Yeah.
The Chargers at the Titans.
This is easy, Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers.
Y'all sure this is easy?
No, I'm not. I don't agree with that.
Oh, you said Chargers, Titans?
Yeah, I got Chargers, yeah.
Shit.
Tannehill just looked really bad.
I'm gonna go Chargers.
He said shit like about to make a great pick, like a go against the grain. He's like, nah, we
I got the Chargers as well.
Yeah, sweep it up.
Bears at the Buccaneers.
Baker gonna bake. Give me the Bucks.
Oh,
Buccaneers.
I think I paused Will for a minute. My bad, Will.
Nah, you didn't pause me. I paused myself trying to figure this out. Like,
I'm gonna be real with you. Justin Fields couldn't get by Green Bay's defense. I don't see how he gets by Tampa Bay this week. And if Baker can at least show a little bit of what he showed last week, I'm gonna go Buccaneers too.
I got Buccaneers as well.
I'm gonna go different. I'm gonna be different. I got Bears.
I can't go young Michael Jackson.
I know, right?
He showed me a move or two.
Going bet.
Chiefs at the Jaguars.
All right, here's my chance. I got another chance coming. I don't want. God damn. No, you guys go. I need to think about it again. Damn it.
You thinking about this?
Jacksonville.
Ooh.
Is Travis Kelce back?
No, but Chris Jones. But Chris Jones is. So I'm going Chiefs.
Give me the Jags.
Ah, man. Damn.
I don't know who the fuck's gonna cover
right here.
Ridley, though.
It's too early in the season to be.
This game of the week. This might be game of the week.
It's too early in the season to be trying to tarnish Trevor Lawrence's season right here. To me.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go Jacksonville because they're at home.
So this is the second one that I'm the only one. Fuck. I'm gonna get so far behind in these picks.
Hey, it might pan out for you.
Not likely. I don't got luck like that.
You got a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense.
No, they're nice. They're nice.
Kansas City is going to be in for a stacked deck unless Patrick Mahomes is like.
The way I see it,
I don't believe in nagging.
Yeah, the way I see it, as bad as they played, they were still in it as long as Tony didn't play like one of us, which he did.
Can Pat just play wide receiver and quarterback?
I know. Can he play both? Can he throw to himself?
And speaking of Tony, real quick, he had the nerve to try to crap on the Giants the other night.
Don't do my guy like this, man. He's a Gator. Come on. Cut this out.
The Colts
in the ass.
at the Texans.
I'm ready to see Anthony Richardson. I'm ready to see Anthony Richardson get his first win. Give me the Colts.
He should have won this week. His defense let him down a little bit towards the end, and then he got behind the 8 ball and threw a pick that he shouldn't have thrown. But he was bad.
I just gotta say, it is so fun seeing Anthony Richardson play. I don't know what the difference was between me watching him at Florida last year and me watching him this year.
Oh, I can explain that.
He looks like he belongs like a mofo in this league. I love it.
They would not. They were scared to throw the ball with him last year because he barely played quarterback before that. But now he's had like at least a year and some change with quarterback under his belt and actual NFL coaches who are catering the system to how he plays. So that's why he looks like he belongs, because he does. He's a crazy athlete. He got a lot to learn, but he's going to be a nice one if he stays healthy. He got to start lowering the shoulder.
I see something last week that I'm happy that I seen from the coach side. The fact that they want to play defense this year, and I hope they continue to play defense and stay healthy. I'm gonna go Colts. And I feel like the QB showing from both of these guys are going to be sluggers as shit. I feel like the coach got the better offside, the better team. Coach will win.
Coach, yeah. Same for me.
Got a unanimous votes.
Sorry, Miss Marie.
We got the 49ers at the Rams.
Niners.
Rams can't win 2 in a row with this bullshit rookie team.
Rams shouldn't have won 1 in a row.
Nope.
I mean, Gino's trash, so I expected them.
Here we go.
The Rams still don't have Cooper Kupp. They have no run game whatsoever. All they have is Aaron Donald that's on the team that's worth a shit right now. So, what was that, Will?
Kupp's out for 4 weeks.
Yeah, he's still not back.
And I thought you said they still have. I thought you said they still have. I'm like, nah, he ain't played last week or this week.
He's on IR.
Yeah, 4 weeks.
So I already forgot who the hell they were playing, but Coach, I got it, not the Rams.
Okay, I got San Fran as well, so that's unanimous with San Fran.
Yeah.
The Giants at the Cardinals.
I'm gonna go Arizona in the upset.
Ooh,
see it too. I like it. I like it.
I'm gonna go Arizona in the upset. I mean, the Giants can turn it around. Daniel Jones can look spectacular. Do all that. They can do that, but I just feel like the Cardinals. Yeah,
who did the Cardinals play last week?
With the Commanders.
Yeah, so I know they didn't play a great team, but they played them hard. I was impressed with a quarterback who just got there, doesn't even know his teammates yet.
I was just about to say 2 things. One, who is the Cardinals quarterback starter right now? And
it's Dobbs.
And is this in Arizona?
Yes.
Yes.
Ah, son of a bitch. This makes it hard.
I'm taking Arizona.
I was shocked.
In this case, but I'm gonna take the point. I'm gonna take Arizona on the points anyhow on Sunday. But I'm gonna take Arizona right now just for shits and giggles.
I was shocked how Arizona played, but I still ain't picking them to win. So
I can't do it. Yeah, I think Saquon's gonna have himself a day.
Giants can't play that bad again. If they do, then my fantasy, I'm done for the year.
We have to make sure that Arizona fucks everything up possibly not to get Caleb Williams. So this is why another reason why I'm picking them to win the game.
Oh, you don't want to get Caleb? They gotta get they got Caleb Williams. They gotta get him.
I'd rather him go to listen.
Also, by the way, take a quick break. I heard some craziness on ESPN, which is why I can't really watch them anymore, other than Scott Van Pelt's show. Motherfuckers was talking about they should trade a first round pick and take a flyer for Kyler. That the Jets should do that. The Jets should try to trade for Kyler.
That was good, man.
I'm like, bro, first of all, he's not even healthy yet. Second of all, that is madness.
No.
That's madness.
But you know what's crazy? No. But you know the crazy shit about it?
Madness.
And it said earlier, if you go get somebody while Aaron's recuperated, if Aaron was basically telling people in this trap, yo, I'm gonna be done. Yeah. I'm not gonna play.
Then maybe yes. Yeah.
It wouldn't be bad. Even if Aaron contemplates at the end of the season not playing and they respect his wishes, they could go through Kyler possibly. But nah, man, that's crazy though.
That's why I said if they're going to get anybody for that team, they need to get either one guy off the free agency for 1 year or trade for a guy anywhere from a second to a 7th round pick for Jameis Winston, who is on his last year of his contract. You only need a 1 year guy just to back up Wilson in case he goes down.
Kyler's not that.
You got Coach Russ. Got a few games left on the schedule.
So 2 got Arizona, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the rest of us.
The Giants for everybody else?
Yeah, I got Giants.
Shithead.
The rest of these are right.
Okay. The Jets at the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
You know what you and I are going.
I don't even want y'all to landslide this. Be real. Y'all want the Jets to win.
No,
y'all want the Jets to win to just say it.
You forget we're Patriots fans. Just because we hate Dallas or hate on Dallas, don't mean we fuck with
Jake,
Jets at all.
Jake, I know you like to record shit, so record this shit right now. I'm gonna say it right now. If the Dallas Cowboys have a problem with Zach Wilson on Sunday, they're gonna have a fucking problem with me on Monday. Real talk. And send it to me. And we're going to post it everywhere. If the Dallas Cowboys have a problem, if Dak Prescott has a problem with Zach Wilson on Sunday, we're going to have a goddamn problem on Monday. Y'all heard
Dale, if you see this, that's a real for this week.
Yeah, clip it. Hey,
Don't
Nate,
worry, I got
Nate,
the
you're a Patriots
timestamp.
fan.
I'm
Cut
going
that
back
out.
to clip it right after the show.
Where mark was that at? I'm trying to get the time.
It was at
At least
1:24.
120. Yeah, 124. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
He went on a minute rant ago. Crazy.
Sometimes we're gonna go on rants. I told y'all.
No. Hey, we rant. That's what we do.
I'm heated. I'm heated.
No,
Right here. That was the game.
Exactly what Will said. Even though we hate the Cowboys, there ain't nothing more in this world that we dislike more than the Jets.
Bitch ass Jets.
So we got Dallas unanimous.
Yeah.
I want Dallas to get me another 40-point spot on fantasy. So hell yeah, go Cowboys.
Hey Jay, did you like that?
You like that?
Man, I called Coach on draft day and said, Coach, Pittsburgh's defense is gone. Thank God. Now I'm like, 49ers defense are gone. Steelers or Cowboys? Who am I taking? You were like, Cowboys, duh. I'm like, see, I was expecting that. He's like, you're going to get more on sacks. Don't worry about it. Stephon Gilmore, 2 picks, sacks galore, made him look dumb, 35 points. I won by a landslide.
The Commanders versus the Commanders at the Broncos.
Oh, these teams are the battle of the who gives a shit.
Sean Payton should have stayed retired. Russell Wilson's over the hump. Yeah.
Was
last
last
bad.
week
Give me the Commanders.
Was last week's game in Las Vegas or Denver?
I think it was at Denver, bro.
I can tell you. Hold on. It was at home.
Yeah.
Denver?
It's bad.
Denver.
God damn. I'm gonna go Denver though. They're not gonna have a second team going to Mile High under that condition and beat them. I'm gonna go Denver.
I'm gonna go with Denver as well. Jake, who'd you say?
I said Sam Howell.
I'm gonna go Denver. It's a safe pick, I guess.
Safe pick.
Not really.
The
Safe. Not really
Dolphins
safe.
at the Patriots.
Trap game. But I'm never going for the effing Pats on any of these shows. I'm gonna pick the Pats to go 0-18, 19, 20. I'm going Dolphins, though. Everybody's gonna pick the Patriots because it's that type of night. And they did some things last week against the Eagles, but guess what? The Miami Dolphins are gonna put them into the real reality that they're gonna face this season, and it's gonna start Sunday. Even though the Aaron Rodgers injury got Bill Belichick and Mac Jones like, word, we probably could win this division. But guess what? 2 is here.
For how long?
Yeah, he a head nod away from
Over under time? Over under? Friendly bet? Over under? 9.5?
8 games. Right? Yeah, 8 games.
8 games? Oh, 8 games sweet for me. I'll take that.
You take the
I'll
over.
take that.
You take the over.
I'll take that. I'll take the over.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Man,
that makes
look,
sense for the over.
Tua
for
could
the 8.
fart the wrong way and get whiplash. It's over.
Yeah. Well, you know he ain't picking against the Pats. Shit.
Yeah, man. Patrick going 17-0. Let's go, Coach.
Yeah.
Mark
How's that
down.
working
New England.
out? Shit.
I got Miami.
Yeah, I got Dolphins, man.
Look, I know I'm going to get this one wrong. The Dolphins are just way too fast for the Patriots, and I know they're going to lose, but I never pick against my Patriots.
And on that's what I'm talking about.
I'd say that's how you lose, except you're winning, so I gotta shut the fuck up.
Man.
Jake said, I can afford it right now.
Yeah. House money.
The Saints at the Panthers.
This is the Saints all day.
Damn.
Saints just won, right?
Yeah, Saints just beat.
Are we gonna fix off? Are we gonna fix our faces to have the Saints 2-0? That's crazy.
I think so. I'm going with the Saints.
I'm gonna take the Saints.
Saints.
I don't want to, but I'm gonna take it.
Saints. It's embarrassing.
Well, you said it all quiet. Who'd you pick, Jake?
I picked the Saints.
All right, got sweet with New Orleans.
Motherfuckers in the bathroom.
Right. And the last game, the Browns at the Steelers. Monday night. The second Monday night game.
Taking the Steelers. Upset. Not really an upset.
That's not. Is that the upset? I don't think is that the upset.
Not really an upset, but you know what I'm saying. In this case, with the way the Steelers played last week, yeah. We're gonna say the underdog. The underdog's gonna win this game.
I got the
Browns. Yeah, same. Browns.
For as much as I freaking talked up Mike Tomlin and the Steelers, I got zero faith, and I hate saying that I think Deshaun's going to just outplay Kenny Pickett, but it just kind of makes sense. So give me the Browns, I guess.
All right.
I can't wait till
we got them locked in.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I can either be in last place by the end of the week, or I could be in first. That's the way I picked this week.
Yeah, it's still early, so we can all end up somewhere.
Oh, once I'm in first, I'm never getting out that position. It's like
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
The problem is I'm already there, and I'm not leaving my spot.
10-8.
I'm on my perch, and I'm happy.
Yeah, but you give yourself a game every year. I mean, every week by taking the Pats. Give yourself an L every time.
And one of these weeks, it's going to be huge for me when you three take the other team.
Eventually I'll pick them when they face the bums of their schedule, but they got a tough schedule. So
I am never picking them to win. Never. So I don't care what the record tarnishes me on.
Well, the problem is, it's still going to be very hard to pick against the Jets this year, even with Rodgers out.
Their defense looked great. Yeah.
Exactly. I was about to say, as much as I hate to admit it, because it's something my brother loves to harp on about the defense wins championships, I'm like, but that's outdated. Within the last 8 years, or not the 8 years, since 2018, what team truly has had a defense worthyable team that won championship? I'd say last year you had a good all-around team in the Eagles. Now they're mainly defense, and then Patrick Mahomes in the offense, because Kansas City's defense wasn't that great last year. It's really hard to say defense wins championships nowadays.
Because you're looking at it from a whole year perspective, but in the moments you still need a good defense to win. And in the moments, the Chiefs defense stepped up. They forced a fumble, they returned it. They made plays to win that game to help win that game.
And that's 100% truthful. But I'm just saying, if we're looking in the case of the Jets this year, the defense.
Yeah, for the whole season, I get that.
Exactly. The defense is very good to be able to win them some games. The thing is, if the offense cannot stay on the field and wear out the defense, they're not going to win that many games because the defense can't carry them that whole time.
What you going to say, Coach?
I was trying to find it in
the last couple winners.
What Jake said was the last 5 years, you say?
Yeah, correct. He's tripping it, by the way. I've already told him about this.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I have.
Say the only game that I'm definitely wrong on when it comes to that would be the Patriots-Rams game, because that was nothing but a defensive matchup. But other than that one.
And I would say that the Tampa Bay defense played really well and helped get them a win.
They did, but that was mainly a Tom game. And then if you go
it really wasn't, though.
What game?
And then if you go to
it was a Mahomes running for his life game because the defense.
And
then if you go to Kansas City versus San Francisco, that was a defense versus an offense.
That was defense
with the offense. With the offense.
So really, that's the only one you're right about. For being honest.
So what was the ranking? So it was Kansas City and the Eagles last year, right?
Yeah.
So Eagles had the better defense last year. Am I correct?
Yeah, and they lost.
By far last year. Strictly offense on the KC side.
Chiefs played great D in the game, though.
Yeah, they did.
And who won it in 21? It was Rams and
Bengals. Rams and Bengals.
Rams had the better defense.
That's Aaron Donald and them wilding out. Donald, Ramsey, that team is led by defense. They had offense, but they were led by defense.
So in 2019,
should be Brady Chiefs, right?
Should be Brady in them.
And the Chiefs had the 5th ranked defense.
No, they were there, but they lost because their tackles couldn't block anyone. So
it's true. And then
for his life.
So here's a clear cut one here. So in 18, the Eagles and Patriots, pretty good. But the Eagles were 4th in points, 4th in yards.
Mm-hmm.
At 17, the Patriots was 1st in points, 8th in yards. 16, the Broncos was 4th in points, 1st in yards. 15, the Patriots was 8th in points, 13th in yards. 14, the Seahawks were 1-1. And then you start actually, and I know, right? Dead quick. But then after that, it's kind of Jake because the Ravens they were mediocre. The Giants were terrible on defense. The Packers in 11 were second in points, fifth in yards.
Wait, the Giants against the Patriots? Look, yes, again. So for the season, not great. But they played their D line played out of their mind in the game. That's
the only way to get to Brady. You got to be able to get pressure with.
You got to get pressure with four. Pressure with four, you beat him.
Coach, me and you took a trip back in time to talk about those Giants defenses against the Patriots and how lackluster they were. I remember that conversation.
Look, they might have been lackluster, but their front four got home. And that makes everybody better.
Who was that again? My favorite name ever for an NFL like defensive line was on that team. Osi Umenyiora.
Yeah.
Monster. He was a monster.
He was a beast. Justin Tuck was amazing too.
One of those teams, I think it was the first one, had Strahan on it for sure.
Yeah, Strahan and not a lot else.
Shout out to Tiki Barber, by the way.
Tiki.
On his hot take on Dak, said he would take Daniel Jones 100 out of 100 times over Dak.
That's funny.
See, this is where loyalty really starts to screw you.
No, that's when that pipe.
He got CTE.
That's when that pipe gets to you. And
that's hilarious coming from Jake.
Eli said it too. Nah, Eli didn't say that. Eli know. Eli knows. Eli know, man. Eli know the rules, man. Real talk.
But yeah, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all. Man, my man Mike came through. Lewis came through. I know you're gonna read the names, but I mean, Bree's always here. Gangster she is.
Gangster shit.
Hey, yo, shout out to this new little show we tried. I mean, I think it worked. Successful to me. We had fun.
Yeah.
Shout out to you fellas and the brand.
Shout out to everybody that
like, share, subscribe.
Yes, sir. Like Will said, man. Like, share, subscribe. Shout out to all you guys, ladies, friend or foes that came in to tune in and join us, man. Laughs, serious talk, unserious talk. It's kind of what you get with us, man. But just know at the end of the day, we all come back to the same square we was in when we started the show, man. And we'll see y'all again. Well, you'll see each of us again this week, but just all different capacities. So
Bree, go with Green Bay, in my opinion.
Yeah, and like Coop said, we're all gonna still be in the same boxes as in him in second place in there. But anyway, yeah, shout out to everybody that showed up. Shout out to Will's wig falls, and hopefully Coach's mouth feels better.
For real, again.
Don't say it like that.
Hey yo, hey yo,
Pause.
Hey yo.
Shout out to Joshua, Paul, Lewis, Mike, Bree, and Nate. If I forgot anybody, as always, my apologies. Shout out to you fellows, man. This was a lot of fun. Those who came and hung out with us, y'all witnessed the first of its kind today.
Yeah,
and I liked it.
It's kind of like the chop up, but for sports.
The Patriots traded down in the 2023 NFL Draft with the Steelers to block the Jets from selecting Broderick Jones. Dwayne Brown, who was playing because of that, missed the block on the play that ended Aaron Rodgers' season. And quote, in fact, before we leave the show tonight,
he
Bill
had
Belichick
to get that ass. My God, you're a fool.
Bill Belichick's a savage for that, man.
Yeah, he is.
That's crazy, bro. That's what he does. But
I wonder if he's sitting back in the office like.
Hold on. They got the picture right here. Hold on.
Fuck Aaron Rodgers. The orange.
Like a boss.
With the orange, he's just crazy.
And real quick,
yeah,
we talked about the other night. You know, my homies as Bears fans are panicking.
Yeah,
but the bright side for them, Carolina looks really, really bad.
Okay, yeah,
they own Carolina's pick for next year.
Ooh. Okay, that works. Even though they traded their own pick this year because they thought they were already good at quarterback.
It's good for them. For Justin Fields, this ain't good.
Yeah.
Nah, you think they'll take Caleb over Justin? I don't know. I don't go.
If it wasn't for the Mafia, they would have took a quarterback this year.
I don't know, man.
That's what if it wasn't for the Mafia, please give this man another year. He went to Ohio State. Let's see if we can turn it around. They would have chosen a quarterback this year. Trust me.
Caleb looks good, but not that good to be like he's automatically better.
There's a discussion of all types of QBs going ahead. Shador.
That's fair. Shador and them, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Shador, number one pick.
He's moving up the draft boards.
Yeah.
To the east side.
But way to work, fellas.
Absolutely, man. So make sure y'all tune in Friday nights, 6:30. 7:30 Eastern Standard Time for the Tap Out by Jiggity J, Will, and my man Mike.
No, we ain't got no Mike this week.
No Wu-Tang.
Okay.
Wu-Tang. We have to figure somebody have to come on with us, or maybe we have to do a 2-man show because my man Mike, he forgot he's running a 5K. So everybody root for Mike running this 5K, man.
Absolutely.
Oh, nice.
Get it, bro. Yes, sir.
We over here running 3.5 and then trying to take the cab, Mike.
Well, we appreciate y'all.
I might have someone for us. I'll let y'all know.
Let me know.
Right.
Shit, I might have to recruit Dalton.
I'm about to say get Dalton up in here again, man. That'd be crazy.
But we appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe and share. Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Find this podcast and others on STWF-TV, the Podcasting Network, wherever you get podcasts.